So, welcome everyone to this week's call. Just giving you an update on the shared mempool testing. We have the infrastructure ready on Godly, and we've set up our own hosted instance of Skanda to test and set up testing it between 2 or 3 other nodes. We noticed a compatibility issue between the existing ETH2 boot node. So trying to resolve that, so it'll be easier for us to run our own boot nodes for the shared mempool. Once I have that sorted, I'll probably publish the boot node setup so that other teams, when they build, can also start joining this P2P interface. And I've also been looking at, building the Hive simulations for that. Still going through the existing code base to see how we can probably include the ERC 437 setup there, or work on it as a separate repository by itself. That is where we are on the testing of the shared mempool. And that is the update I had to give. Do the other teams have anything to share on their status of the P2P interface? Probably Cilius or the Candid Wallet guys.
Yeah, we are currently, I have run Skanda with multiple nodes, and I'm right now trying to configure discovery and discovery with Skanda. So yeah, this is our stats right now.
All right, Chef, just ensure that you're using the develop branch, because the main one doesn't have the P2P interface enabled. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. I have downloaded the B2B branch, and I was able to run it with multiple nodes. And yeah.
Okay. Cool. Thank you. Wait, anything from you?
Yeah, Will is at the moment working for peer-to-peer. If you have any updates, Will.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm still testing this P2P stuff. I don't have good updates right now, so.
Sounds good. That's all I had. Probably, if the core team can give us a Shaf, you have anything to share?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, because that's something that we also thought about, what you said before regarding the Hive tests, and I'm not sure that having a Hive-like test suite is sufficient to test what we would have liked to test in our mempool. No, would it be enough?
I'm still working on that, Shaf. Right now, my idea was to just the ability to spin off different instances or different implementations of the node and see if they are able to talk to each other. So that was the only first test scenario I was thinking of, because we also have a parallel set of test suites for testing the RPC interfaces, right? So I'm not sure how going forward both of this will work in tandem. So maybe that's a topic for us to discuss and see how we can implement.
Yeah, maybe we should. Yeah, maybe if we discuss it further, because the issue that I'm having with the test suite surrounding the peer-to-peer is that our validation is much more state dependent, and therefore it's more difficult to do a black box text on the mempool. So it's like I'm not too sure what's the best approach here. So if you'd like to discuss it like one-on-one maybe later, and actually try to work on it together, because you seem to have the most progress on it. So maybe we can discuss how the tests should look like.
Sure, sounds good. Sure. So I'll probably ping you separately, and we can set up a call and take it forward.
Yeah. that would be great. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, does anybody else have anything to share on their progress on the P2P interface? If there isn't, needed to ask Dror and Yov on where we are with the alt shared mempool for USDC, and is there any update you'd like to share?
Yeah, can you repeat again? What about the USDC alt mempool?
When we spoke last, you said that you were finalizing on certain rules, right? Or that every bundler.
Yes. We are. It is still tricky. We're still trying to finalize the wording to understand how we can still have a rule and still making it in case a rule supports a whitelisting rule supports an invalid token, how it still the bundlers can protect themselves and still not let this rule allow someone else to attack either the token or the paymaster. Yes, we're close to. We want to close it soon. It takes some time, but we hope to close it soon.
All right, sounds good.
And actually, this is this is something that we started discussing and had a question about, because the only really safe way to do it is to have a separate alt mempool for each such paymaster, because otherwise, let's say you have a token, even a very safe one like USDC, and then you have multiple, and you whitelist it. You allow anyone to set up a paymaster that uses it, and all of these paymasters live in the same alt mempool. So now a malicious paymaster could poison this alt mempool for everyone else by touching the token in order to be counted for this rule, in order to be a part of this mempool, and then cause an invalidation regardless of the token, like cause a mass invalidation because a paymaster can do that. And this would poison the mempool for the entire. It would get the entire mempool throttled, so all of the paymasters will suffer. We're trying to find ways around it, but the easiest way is to just have a separate alt mempool for each of them. And the question we had about it is how scalable is the protocol? Like if you want if you automate the creation of such if you have a rule for if you have a rule that actually is parameterized, so it's the same rule. The rules for this mempool are identical for everyone, except for the paymaster address. But with each paymaster address, you create a different mempool ID. So is this a problem for the protocol if you have many of these, or would it scale?
At the moment, the paymaster is not considered in the creation of the mempool ID. If we are proceeding with that, then probably we have to arrive at a we can deterministically arrive at the mempool ID, but we probably have to include the paymaster as an additional field in the YAML or the JSON file corresponding to how we arrive at the describing the mempool as such.
Yeah, it would affect the mempool description because now it's parameterized. But what I meant is about the protocol, not about the mempool ID and the description file, but does it matter how many? Since it's one peer-to-peer network and just different topics, does it matter how many we have?
I don't think so, because we've already tested a couple of such scenarios, and the protocol was scalable because we are underlying. As you mentioned, it's just separate topics within the same networks. That should be scalable enough.
Okay, that's right.
What we're saying is that assuming there is going to make sure that the P2P protocol can be attacked by itself by someone injecting or causing a large number of topics to be generated.
It would, yeah, I hear you. It again, it depends on the specific bundler. The bundler has to enable this or enable the support for a new topic anyway, right? That has to be configured at least when the bundler is started. I don't think you can dynamically make, I mean, at least in the current specification, the protocol does not dynamically subscribe to a topic as and when it's made available.
Okay,
So
what we are saying is that in order to mitigate the possible attacks, we might need to change the specification, what an alt mempool means, and it will require to dynamically a bundler while validating will need to, we will have a rule how to make sure it will not expand just, but it will need to register for many topics. The question is, because at the bundle level, we can understand basically what is the overhead, like an entry memory for each such a topic. The question is, does the libp2p protocol itself can manage large number of topics, or does it have some implicit assumption that the topics is a small number?
There is no, I'm not seeing any specific limitations on the number of topics that the libp2p can support. I'd have to come back to you on that. I have to see what's the threshold value of the number of topics. But I haven't seen any such number.
What is the overhead of registering and unregistering, subscribing and unsubscribing for such topics? Because
that's right.
A large number.
Okay, that's an action on me. I'll come back and respond to the group as soon as I've done the research.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. So yeah, that was the question, and then there was a question raised by Dan yesterday on possible an issue with the P2P interface. I believe we can mitigate that by ensuring that a bundle always has you bundle only the prior all user ops in a given bundle have the same priority fee, but I just wanted to throw it out there to see if what others feel.
Look, the point is that a bundle, I can only talk about the economics of a bundle when you are a block builder. Because if you are not a block builder, then there isn't a real economics, and it comes into the question, will someone front run you and only include one of your user operation from a bundle, which of course will invalidate your entire bundle. There's no real economics until we have until you are running at least a searcher near the block builder.
I mean, it has the same economics as a searcher. It's it can extract, you can extract MEV just like any server.
Yes, but there's no economics for you as a bundler from the fees, because if you are a searcher, the economics you get as a searcher from MEV are an order of magnitude higher than fees. You don't care about fees. And if you find out that creating many small bundles is the best way because you need to, I don't know, heaven forbid, sandwich some normal transaction with two user operation or vice versa, you will do that. And you will not care about the gas differences you will gain or lose because of creating multiple bundles.
Sorry, go on.
No, I was just saying, yeah, sorry.
Typically, you can do many bundles in the same block. It's less efficient gas-wise, but otherwise it is perfectly okay.
Yeah, but so why would you do that? If you are going to submit multiple user operations, why not put them in the same bundle?
What I'm saying, if you are a searcher and your algorithm order the transaction in some way to give you the best MEV, you don't interleave a normal transaction and user operation. I don't think you will go into the effort of trying to do a micro reordering just to gain some gas fees, because you can put multiple user operations into the same bundle. Maybe if they are adjacent, you will, but
what do you lose by bundling them together?
You order them because you order transactions. It could be that you want to order a transaction, user operation, transaction, user operation, because your algorithm tells you this will give you the best MEV. In order to save some gas, you might swap and put two user operations side by side so they can be a bundle. Okay, it is possible, but you will gain a few thousand gas, a few K of gas, no more than that, based on refunds and hot cold storage.
I mean, MEV aside, what we have here is a market of resellers. Just like if you're a block builder, you're buying block space in bulk from the next proposer, and you are reselling it to searchers and to mempool transactions. And then, so if you're and similarly, if you're a bundler that happens to be a searcher, you are buying chunks of the block space. So you are buying it for a certain fee. This is the priority fee and the base fee that you are paying, and you are reselling it to user operations. But you don't have to resell it. You don't have to resell it for the same price for everyone, as long as it's profitable. So, for example, let's say you have you have two user ops with one of them with a very high priority fee, and the other one is with a lower one, but is still at or above the priority that you are paying. Then you have no reason not to include it. Of course, it has to be slightly above what you are paying so that it makes economic sense for you to resell. But as long as the resale value is higher than what you are paying, then why wouldn't you include it? And if you are including it, then since the pre-verification gas is fixed, then you are incentivized to include them in the same bundle, because this is because you get to pocket the difference. So it just MEV of course adds a lot to the numbers, but even without MEV, it's you are reselling block space just like a builder.
Okay, I don't think we have a disagreement on that, but again, what you pocket the difference between the priority fee you put and the priority fee of the user operation.
Right.
This is your gain in addition to the MEV. So
yeah, and if you are a block builder, then it's the difference between just the base fee and the priority, the block's base fee, and what you are and the priority fee, because you're going to set a priority fee for the entire transaction to 0. So that's the so of course it makes much more economic sense for a bundler to also be a block builder or to work closely with one, which I expect is what's going to happen once there is enough traffic. It wouldn't make sense for a block builder not to also be a bundler or to work closely with one.
So we just let us discover how it pans out, and then probably work out if we need to add some. In theory, this is how it works anyway, right? We cannot enforce any such rules at the protocol level. It's up to the block builder to decide which is more profitable and to ensure that there's no on-chain rejection as such.
Yeah, because that's how the bundler makes money. So the bundler only makes money if the bundle doesn't revert. So if the bundler is working with a block builder, for example, using the conditional RPC, and this is probably this is the way they're going to integrate. Let's say you are a block builder that participates in both mempools. You're participating with the normal transaction mempool and with the user operation mempool, including a number of alt mempools. So as an entity, as the block builder, you are participating in both. But technically, in one of them, you are participating by running a bundler, and in the other one by just running Geth. So the way the two interact is using the conditional RPC. It's a way to ensure that the bundles are only included if they don't revert. So you're going to run a bundle alongside your node, participate in the mempool, and try to build the best, like the most profitable block that potentially includes by one or more bundles.
Right.
So, we can't enforce this model, but it's but since I think it's going to be the most profitable way of running a builder in the future, there's no reason why anyone wouldn't do it, I think.
All right. Yeah, I had no other topics in mind. So if anybody else has any questions or anything at all? All right. So I guess we're done here, unless anybody has anything to speak.
All right, thanks. And
Thank you.
And great to hear about the progress. Thank you.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for your time. Let's schedule a call after, if you would like.
Sure. No, I'll ping you, Shahab. I'm traveling later this afternoon. So would next week work for you?
Yes. Sure.
Okay. Let me ping you and we'll let you know the time.
Okay.
Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.